All right. Let me set that up. Let folks roll in for a second. Um, this is gonna be a short one, y'all. So don't get too excited. I'm not gonna be cooking too much. But this is the breakfast and wealth. And so what I'm gonna do as a breakfast and wealth is this. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but with breakfast and wealth, what I'm gonna do is um I am actually, let me share this out to some people while I'm at it. Get this first minute in. Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall. And I've returned today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH wealth solution. So today, I'm going to be doing breakfast and wealth. And what is breakfast and wealth? Well, normally I do the brunch and wealth, and I share stuff about you know kind of insurance and finances and all that. And some things have changed. So one thing that has changed, and shout out to K Business Podcast for this. Um, I'm charging fee, right? Um, Now, what I will do is, if you book the appointment yourself, you're going to pay the fee up front. If I book the appointment with you, you're still going to pay the fee, but I'll send you the invoice on the back end. Um, but so today we're doing breakfast and wealth. So there's my little breakfast, a veggie omelet and some home fries. We building over here. What's going on? And so, today I kind of just want to do a little ranting about a lot of stuff that's been going on in the world. What's good, Kay? In in the world, especially with social media, um, and specifically black men. You know, we have this culture society, and we really have to look at what we're going to do to bring ourselves to the forefront, right? BMT yesterday was saying, listen, he works with Indian guys, and they pay him quite well. And essential oils, what's going on? Hopefully you like what you see. And he says, listen, I don't hear about how I'm gonna get my wife to cook, how I'm gonna get, you know, these women in line. What I hear about is how we gonna sell some more chips for this free because the Super Bowl is coming, and I want to add a new room onto my house, right? How am I gonna get this next $50,000 so I can send my daughter to college? Those are the conversations that are being had in other places. We're still having these conversations in Black America, specifically Black YouTube, that are very small. And let me tell you, when it comes to what's up, Queena? When it comes to the outside world, meaning outside of Black America, it's funny because I hear a lot of dudes who are upset because of the content that's being put out. And they're like, the world is seeing this and seeing us. And I don't think they understand. The world is not looking at Black YouTube. The world is not looking at Black Twitter. Right? We got the second most viewed video of all time on YouTube is a Spanish song, and it has like 8.2 billion views. The largest thing the Black Manosphere had was Kevin Samuels, and he might get 20,000 people a night watching. And we were tripping. But like he said, you have to look at the big picture. So I'm talking to men again because this is about brunch and wealth or breakfast and wealth, right? And let's look at some dynamics. There's a man in this space who's a client of mine. He's real cocky now. He used to be cocky before when speaking to you black men about our failures. I'm going to hold that too. I'm a black man too. So your failures are my failures. And my failures are your failures as a collective. But, you know, he was like, black men, the problem is our kids ain't got no inheritance. Right? So, you know, a lot of these guys are running around now upset because, hey, these women want money. Duh. Right? Just like the man, I don't want no broke woman. Okay, so in order for her to not be broke, she has to have some kind of skills and abilities. Oh, but she can't be out doing stuff. Okay, well, if she's going to be a housewife, then she can't get skills and abilities except for maintaining the house. So if she's going to maintain the house, you got to provide for that. Now, if she's going to live along with you, no problem, right? And most women, especially black women, ain't got no problem working along with you, to be honest. But then we look at the youth. Well, why are these, you know, these women at 40 are putting into the girl's head at 16 that, you know, you need to have all this money and you should have a car and da 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 da. Well, I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, and I went to high school in a town called Hamden. It was a predominantly white town. And the kids at the high school had things like cars that they didn't have to hustle for, right? They had things like cars, and they had things like money for whatever they wanted. Why? Because their parents set up an inheritance. Now, notice I didn't say specifically their father. I did say their parents. Because most of these people came from two parent households, right? So their parents set up, hey, if something happens to your daddy, I'm here. If something happens to your mama, I'm here, and we've got money for it. So that's why at 16 in high school, the little girl expects you to have at least a piece of car. Because she's expecting your father set you up. Now, here's another issue in America that is good and bad. You see, good morning, underrated. We are the nation of capitalism, which is a good thing. It's also a bad thing, right? Centuries ago, America, even though it was based in capitalism, still had a caste system, which it does today, is just an invisible caste system. If you don't know what a caste system is, it's like this. Your family is destined to do whatever your father did. So if your father was a carpenter, you're going to grow up and be a carpenter. If your father was a doctor, you're going to grow up and be a doctor. If your father was a garbage man, you're going to grow up and be a garbage man. Right? That's how the caste system is in India. And that's why in India, they come to America, they get their schooling, and then they take it back to their home country. And this is why American blacks are looked at as lazy. Because we don't have a nation state to go home to. So a lot of stuff that we, meaning, minority blacks are looking for isn't exactly available to us because we have no power behind us. So how can you fix that? Something as simple as an inheritance. Now, an inheritance, yes, I sell life insurance, but life insurance is not the only inheritance. Now, is it the strongest way to pass down an inheritance tax-free? Yes. Life insurance. I'm eating a veggie omelet. A veggie omelet and some home fries with an orange juice. So, the breakfast and wealth. I normally do brunch and wealth, but I'm doing breakfast and wealth, and I'm doing this one for free. Some things have changed over the past couple of months. And so now, unfortunately, everybody has to pay my consult fee now. I've had too many people kind of waste my time. And I can't, do that because I have bills, right? I used to sit with people for free and be like, hey, instead of spending this money on this consult fee, I'd rather you spend this, X amount of dollars, it's $300 to $500 on your insurance plan. Then I sit down and I come up with this whole insurance plan, and the people bounce off of the earth. So, oh, the Art of Will, what's going on, bro? How's it going? Art of Will is a cool guy. Marty McFly put him on to me. Shout out to Art of Will. Art of Will, you may actually be able to speak to this, being of a different ethnic group, but the majority of other ethnic groups. This is in America. I can't say outside of America because outside of America, ethnic groups are completely different. But here in America, it seems like the black people are lacking, right? Not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to make the Art of Will seem. It's true. It gets difficult because when you have these conversations with people who are non-black and you are black, they don't want to be, labeled a certain way, which I don't mind it, but they shouldn't be labeled a certain way. I'm trying to have an open conversation. But, I've had some conversations and some stuff, and it's like, I've had guys who have said some things, and I'm like, you can't say that because if you say that, you're considered racist, even though it's true. Right? They'll say some stuff that's true, but because they said it, it's considered racist. Like, I'll give you an example. Last night, I was watching Paternity Court, right? And the woman says, the guy says, yeah, we met a couple times, we had unprotected sex, but I knew she, we weren't exclusive, whatever. But when she called me and told me she was pregnant, I was like, okay. And then I wanted to hang out that night, and she didn't want to hang out. And I was like, okay. But when she told you were pregnant, and the judge goes, so when she told you were pregnant, she was pregnant, you didn't think that you were a possibility of to be the father? Well, no, she didn't tell me that there was a possibility that I could be the father. And I put in the chat, this is why nobody takes black men seriously. Sir, you were having unprotected sex with a woman. Even if you weren't the only person having sex with her, if you were having sex with her inside of the last 90 days, unprotected, and she comes back and says, I'm pregnant, I don't care if she slept with 3 men a day, every day for the last 90 days. Guess what? You are still freaking possibly the father, right? So dumb shit like that would make me as a black man not take another black man serious. So I can only imagine someone who's not a black man being like, yeah, these guys are not easy to take seriously. He says Horners operate like Asians in the US. Fair enough. But so, for me, like you said, Ted, this stuff, we, especially in this mating and dating, we have almost no leg to stand on, right? Specifically black men. Because we have, specifically American black men. Black men from other nations have at least their nation state they can go home to. American black men, we ain't got none of that. We got me, right? So we don't have the same wherewithal to even work with each other, right? You look at other groups, they'll work with it, they'll beef with each other, but they'll still work together, right? Here, it's not happening. It's beef. And the problem with that is a lot of dudes are on the Kevin Samuels wave. And I'm going to go to my computer once I finish and show you guys numbers, because I like showing numbers. But Kevin Samuels would always ask the women, and this blurs color lines, because I work in finance and 90% of Americans are not ready for retirement. 90%. So if you're in a room with 10 people, you better hope you're the one who's got your retirement prepared. So Kevin Samuels would always ask the ladies, hey, do you have your $2.4 million ready for retirement? And guys would also, get her, Kevin. Let her know. She needs that $2 million for retirement. He was also speaking to the men. What he was doing is he was implying to the men, he was implying to the women that the men, at least the men of the caliber that they want, have their couple $1 million for retirement. Marshall Falk says 98%. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Is Marshall Falk a financial advisor too? I know Eddie George is a financial advisor. I don't know if Marshall Falk went into the business, but a lot of athletes go into finance and real estate because of these types of businesses, or the type of fields they are. 98% is crazy. I know Eddie George, go Tennessee Titan. I think he's with Prudential as a financial advisor. But again, these things, even that, like athletes' careers, I just Googled it. It's 3.3 years is the average. It's about 5 years is about the average pro athlete's career. I used to be under his MLM umbrella. Oh shit. Oh, he's with World Financial Group, right? I know. That's the thing. A lot of the athletes get with the MLM joints, just because they're a little bit easier to get with. Oh well, we got to talk. Yeah, so you were probably under WFG or Transamerica, World Financial Group, Transamerica, or maybe it was PHP, People Helping People. But, and let me see, Will, do you have a wrench? Let me make sure you get a wrench. Yeah, so I'm actually, that's what I do now. right? So like a lot of the stuff that you heard about me and Marty, um, a lot of the stuff we did was simply a life insurance policy. But it was the way in with which it was done, obviously, that kind of changes things a little bit, right? Let's close this, and we'll close this. I'm going to open up my portal really quickly. WFG, yep. Yeah, so a lot of those companies, the MLM, I call those BS companies. They're six and one half dozen in the other. I won't call them exactly BS, but they kind of are. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to enter the studio and get some stuff going with y'all. Let me see here. All right. So now that I'm on the stage twice, underrated, what's good? I'm going to share my screen with y'all. And let's do present, share screen. So here we have, how do I do this? Oh, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Robert Kiyosaki's theory. You know, it just really depends on how you do it. Robert Kiyosaki is one who doesn't believe in the 401k because there's no insurance policy that will insure the 401k. But you know, such is life. What do I have here? New business pending. Oh, that's my annuity. Okay. So let's take a look here. I'm going to create an illustration, right? Because what I think we need to see, let's create a client, value client. Here we go, showcases. Let's do a new one. Let's do a basic illustration. So what I want to look at here, 41-year-old male, right? So this 41-year-old male, let's say he's not going to do a life insurance. Let's say he is going to do a life insurance policy, right? Let's actually do that. Now, 41, let's do a $2.4 million death benefit, right? Because that's what oh shit, it's 24 million. $2.4 million death benefit, because that's what Kevin Samuel says we need for retirement, right? Oh, geez, that's premium. Face amount 2400000. So $2.4 million death benefit, right? Now, if we do this to age 65, right? So he's going to pay this till he's age 65, right? Now, we're going to do percent of target. So, normally, and this is the problem too, Will, because, for example, I know people with WFG who think that because they sell an IUL, they've sold an infinite banking product, and they haven't. What they'll do is and this is why people like Primerica come and tear it apart, right? I'll show you again. I'll show you the differences. It really doesn't. It has a lot of moving parts, but it has no more moving parts than a stock, a bond, a mutual fund. It actually has less moving parts than those things, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 3 IULs, exactly the same but different. And then we're going to do Okay. So this is the first IUL. This is what people think they're getting infinite banking when they buy an IUL. So he's paying for this policy $2,818 a month, right? And his cash value over the course of 10 years, he paid $338. He's got access to $251. Over the course of 20 years, he's paid $676. He's got access to $779. Over the course till he's 65, he's paid in $811, and they'll have at 65, he'll have access to $1.064 million. But this is not infinite banking. Now, the way people like Primerica sets it up is they set it up for the minimum, because IUL does have many moving parts, right? There's the flexibility in premium, meaning you can go up and down on how much you pay, right? So, for example, this one, same $2.4 million death benefit, but how come this monthly premium is only $1,262 and this monthly premium is $2,818? Well, if you'll see here, yeah, a lot lower numbers, right? He put in $151,000 over the course of 10 years, but over the course of that same 10 years, at the end of that 10 years, he's only got access to $27,000 versus here at the end of 10 years, he's got access to $257,000, right? Now, again, because agents don't know what the fuck they're doing when they do this, which is why I get offended that there's all these fly-by-night ass people with Patrick Bet David and people helping people. If it's PHP, WFG, FFL, any of that, run. Because unfortunately, the agents don't get the proper training. So, again, this is one sort of an IUL. This is what's called a target premium IUL. So this is just so that the life insurance lasts forever. This is called a minimum funded IUL. So this is the cheapest you could get the $2.4 million death benefit, but this is literally, in this case, you would buy a term policy, which is why Primerica would say, see, buy term, because you're wasting money with that whole life stuff. Now, you want to see the way it really works. So this one, right? He's paying $3,800 a month for that same $2.4 million death benefit, right? Where after 10 years in this version, he's only got $27,000. Let me make this real big for y'all so y'all can see it, right? In this one, he's got $257,000. In this one, after 10 years, he's paid $465,000 because remember, it's a little more expensive. But he's got access to $415,000. Call in on Razor's show. He wants to start promoting financial YouTube channels. Okay, I definitely will. Definitely will, bro. I appreciate you're coming over here, Art. You're actually very interactive. I appreciate that. So, you know, this is one of the things that I wanted to show us, right? Because here now, at 65, right? So he's put in $1.18 million. And at 65, he doesn't have his $2.4 million for retirement. He's got $1.67 million. Now, if you use this life insurance properly, you can use this retirement income tax-free. But that's why I charge a fee for consult. But you come to these things and you can actually test that theory. So if we're going to put our feet to the ground and we're going to say these women need things, these men need things too, right? And I'm going to go hard on the men because the men are, we control society, right? We are the reason for patriarchy. Let me tell you, weak men are the reason monogamy came into existence. Why do I say that? Because when we were in our primal days, the strong survived. The strongest males were with all the females would mate with. And the weaker males would be like, hey, no problem. Well, thank you for coming up or coming to watch. The weaker males were those who were like, hey, listen, if we can, have this stuff off resources, that, and the third, then we're good. Whereas here, we're at it, right? We're kind of stuck, right? But again, this 2.4 million, this is just the death benefit, right? Now, I can flick it one more time and make it even more attractive. You want to see it be even more attractive? Let's do this, right? So the reason I do this is because, again, it's kind of like working with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and learning the skyhook. He can teach you a million times, but you probably won't be able to figure it out like he did. Only person I can see currently being able to perfect the skyhook is Victor Wembanyama. Now, remember we said that $2.4 million death benefit. Well, now it's $12,000 a month. See, before it was $3,000 a month. And then here it was $1,200 a month, and here it's $2,800 a month. Wait, these are all the exact same death benefit, and they're all the exact same life insurance policy structure. Because people will say, well, whole life is cheaper than term, or more expensive than term life. Well, you could get a term life that's more expensive than a whole life. It depends on the bells and whistles. It's like aftermarket parts on a vehicle. So now this one, he's paying $12,000 a month. Now, here's the difference. He's paid over 10 years, $1.4 million, but at the end of 10 years, he's got access to $1.6 million, right? After 20 years, right? After 20 years, he's 21. He's put into it $2.8 million, but he's got access to $4.4 million. Is that $2.4 million that Kevin Samuels was saying women need for retirement? So that implies that men are going to have it. That implies that the men are already working towards it. So that implies that we've already got things like life insurance into play. I did this off of a real case scenario, this $2.4 million death benefit. I have a client that I met from the Manosphere. He's a little older than 41, but he has a $2.4 million death benefit. Now, he's not paying the $12,000 a month, but he's putting a good $50,000 a year into this life insurance policy. And while he's using it as a tax-free retirement, a tax shelter, and leverage to purchase real estate. So he's doing all of the above, right? And he's doing these things to make sure that in the event he has a wife and kids, because right now he has no wife, no kids. He doesn't even have a girlfriend. He has no prospect for a wife and kids. But he's already prepared for a wife and kids, right? What do I mean? Well, the man bought life insurance to protect his mortgage, right? He bought a $1 million policy to protect his mortgage, right? Now, that mortgage is, he doesn't have a wife and kids to leave it to, but he's still got his name and his legacy and people he cares about and nieces and nephews and cousins and stuff like that, right? So if something happens to him, that house is still a family house. Oh, by the way, he's paying $20,000 a year into that. Now, the other policy he's paying $50,000 a year into is literally his retirement account. It's a $2.4 million death benefit because he heard me having this conversation online about Kevin Samuels with someone, and he said, "You know what? Give me a $2.4 million death benefit, but I want you to hook it up like you hook it up. I'll make it worth your while." He paid me my consult fee, and I don't charge much. Normally, a consult fee with a financial advisor is about $2,500. I charge $300, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional. The links are in the description of this video. So as we proceed to give you what you need. So again, here, like I said, that 2.4 million, well, this one, it keeps increasing, right? So again, after 20 years, he's paid $2.9 million into the policy, but he's got $4.45 million to borrow against. That's pretty much doubling your money. Over the course of 24 years, because he's using this like a 401k. And the match you can put into a 401k is $22,500 a year. Well, you can put that a month into a life insurance policy, but he's putting $12,049 a month. So after 2 months, he couldn't contribute to the 401k anymore. Well, you don't have that limitation with the life insurance. So you contribute till you're 65. At 65, he doesn't pay another dime. But we know RMD and FRA being full retirement age in 2020. In 2025, RMD will be raised to 75, right? So that tells me that full retirement age will be raised to 70. How do I know? Because right now, full retirement age is 67 and RMD is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years older. So if you're 72, you have to do RMDs. Now, let's see what RMDs is. What is required minimum distribution, right? So you understand what RMD is. Okay. Required minimum distributions are minimum amounts that the U.S. tax law requires one to withdraw annually from traditional IRAs and employer-sponsored retirement accounts. Otherwise, the government takes 50% of your money. Now, as you'll see right now, retirement age, well, I don't know why they say retirement age, but that's RMD age 72, right? In 2025, RMD is going to be increased to 75. So if right now it's 67 is full retirement age, that means that that's the age you can get your full Social Security. Let's see what FRA is. So you don't take my knowledge for it. You take fucking Google. Social Security FRA, full retirement age. Retirement age is the age that you must reach to get full Social Security. You see here, it's age 67. And that's when you'll get 100% of your Social Security, right? What is RMD changing to 75? The new law provided for a longer starting age for required minimum distributions to age 73, effective January 1st, 2023. And the starting age will jump to age 75. Oh, now it's 75 in 2033. It's supposed to be 2025. Well, because yeah, the SEP and yeah. So, are they raising RMD to 75? The Secure Act of 2019 increased RMD from 70.5 to 72, and from 72 to 73 starting in 2023. They're saying now they've pushed it to 2033, but I'm telling you, in 2025, RMD is going to be 75, which means 5 years before, which means if you were born after the year 1967, if you were born 1968 or after, you have to wait until 70 to be eligible for retirement, which means we are not getting retirement. What's going on the spot? Right? Don't take my word for it. Take Google. What is the RMD for 2024? You must start taking RMDs by April 1st of the year after you turn 73. RMD, required minimum distributions, right? So if you'll notice, RMD is always 5 years older than full retirement age. So what does that mean? That means that when they increase RMD to 75, which they will in 2025. I don't know why they're saying 2033. I got the laws. I have to prepare for this stuff, obviously, just like with a realtor, right? For example, I'm going to show this book to you on the spot. And this ain't even the book I wanted. This is a realtor magazine, right? But I was going to show you the Real Deal magazine. But before I do that, hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me show y'all this book. Hold on. This book. Life insurance. You think not? I'm going to show y'all some books real quick as to why life insurance is your best option for when it comes to retirement, generational wealth, tax shelters, all that. Give me 1 second here. Well, first of all, if you're not familiar with this gentleman, he had the $50 billion initiative, closing the racial wealth gap. Let's see here. What other books do I have? This is my study books. We've got The Trick to Money is Having Some. We've got How Much Money Do I Need to Retire? We've got The Millionaire Savings Plan. We've got The Insurance Advisor as a Defendant. How to keep from being sued successfully. You see, a lot of agents haven't even gotten sued. I've been sued for $1 million. She won 410 grand out of court. I paid that. Right? Most agents don't even know they don't have errors and omissions insurance. Right? So they don't even know what goes on there. Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Let me read some of these snippets of Wealth Beyond Wall Street to you because it's funny, right? Like The Invisible Tax. But I want to read, because I've read this. I want to read what he breaks down to folks in let's see. Because it's funny. He literally just breaks down the fact that life insurance. So you got like status quo killers, right? This is a great book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Let's see. So what is it saying here, right? Defeating the enemies of wealth. Chapter 8, More Wealth Beyond Wall Street Strategies. Chapter 9, Finance Yourself to Wealth. Chapter 10, Supercharging the IUL. But folks will sit there and tell you not to get an IUL. So let's look at chapter 10, page 151. And look at supercharging the IUL, which is kind of what I showed y'all a little bit, right? Hold on, let me share my screen again. Because we're going to look at the IUL again, right? So here is a underfunded IUL. So this is not supercharged, right? This guy is paying $1,200 a month for a $2.4 million death benefit. He's paid $151,000 into it after 10 years. And after 10 years, he's only got access to $27,000. That's not supercharging an IUL. Supercharge your IUL. Well, this person over the course of every month is spending $2,800 a month. He has a $338,000 that he spent over 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, he's got access to $257,000. That's charging your IUL, but not supercharging your IUL. Well, let's fast charge the IUL. Right? Remember, I said fast charge. So after 10 years, he spent $465,000 or $3,800 a month. And after 10 years, he's got access to $415,000. Well, that's fast charging your IUL. But how do you supercharge your IUL? Well, here's how you supercharge your IUL. He's paying $12,049 a month for that same $2.4 million death benefit. At the end of 10 years, he paid $1.4 million. But wait. At the end of 10 years, he's got access to $1.6 million. Did he not come up $200,000? Oh, wait. That's supercharging your IUL? Oh, wait. I thought they said life insurance couldn't do that. Oh, wait. Is there a book that actually says you can do it? Oh, wait, are there people who actually know how to do it? Let's see. Let's just look at this excerpt right here. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to read a paragraph or two. Actually, so let's see. I'm not even going to do that. So, from here on, when Michael and when we and Michael talk about cash value insurance, we're talking about the kind of IUL that provides these powerful benefits to you. Just about anyone can use it, and you don't need to be educated or experienced. It can work on autopilot. Again, this is Wealth Beyond Wall Street. This ain't me. This is the white guys who have done this already, the rich ones. She is sunshine. What's going on? So, just about anyone can do it. It can work on autopilot. You don't have to watch the market, reassess stocks based on performance, or worry about tax consequences. As long as it's structured and funded properly, you can qualify, and you can qualify for the insurance. So let me tell you why investment advisors tell you not to go for insurance. Because if you don't qualify, then all that money they don't get. Whereas if you got a financial product, the only way you don't qualify is if you don't have the money. But if you have the 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000, they want you spending less money on insurance because it's beneficial for you and more money on the investment product. Because if it does good or bad, they still get their money management fee. They get their percentage of AUM, assets under management. So they want every dollar that you have with them, they get a penny off of, or 2 pennies off of. So they want to keep you leaving every dollar with them, but they understand, yeah, it is very important to have life insurance. Just get them a death check, get them a term policy. 98% of term insurance doesn't pay out, but I'll show you all that there in a second. And while it requires a bit of patience and depending on what you are trying to accomplish, it can work whether you have thousands or just a few hundred to set aside each month. Keep in mind, like with anything, the shorter your time horizon, the more you have to put in, or be open to the possibility that you will need to adjust your time horizon. So, for example, I had this guy who was a real estate broker who I worked for his realty company. He's 54 years old. He says, I want to put $100,000 into a life insurance policy, and in 1 to 2 years, I want to buy real estate in New York based on this life insurance policy. I said, suck a dick. I said those words to him because I said, how many people do you know purchase a property and within 2 years have enough equity to go purchase another property in New York City? Not in 2 years, unless they put 50% down payment on that property. Not 100 grand on $1 million property. So you have to look at this. It's just like you went and put money into the stock market and think, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be a bazillionaire. No, you got to give it time to do what it does. Keep in mind, like anything, the shorter your time horizon, the more you got to put into it. So now back to the story. So far it's sounding good, says Susan. But what do you mean by living benefits? Oh, yeah, life insurance has living benefits. I've already mentioned a few, Michael responds. The IUL gives you protection that is guaranteed by the insurance company that your principal is immune from whatever the stock market is doing. You will still have costs and expenses even in years you may not receive an interest credit. However, your policy will not receive a negative crediting because of the market downturn. Another benefit is taxes. The IRA expert Ed Slott says life insurance is the single best benefit to the IRS tax code. In fact, while I'm at it, let's look up Ed Slott because Ed Slott is a CPA. Let's go to YouTube. Ed Slott, CPA, right? Ed Slott, retirement planning. Ed Slott, retirement planning, right? I want to do Ed Slott. Oh, I'm not subscribed. Wow. Ed Slott on life insurance. Let's do that. On life insurance. So we can see specifically. Oh, wait. Using life insurance Tax-free retirement using life insurance? What?
This owners will receive time and money on professional liability, also known as errors and omissions or.
So let's see.
The Wall Street Journal called best-selling author Ed Slott the best source of IRA advice. And USA Today said it would be tough to find anyone who knows more about IRAs than CPA Slott. Here's Ed Slott.
So beneficiaries, your family, after your death. So powerful benefits. And then you'll continue this conversation with your life insurance agent who can fill in all the details. Except that now, when you meet with him or her, you'll have a better understanding of the benefits and what questions to ask. You'll definitely be more involved in the discussion, especially when it comes to your retirement. First, let's see what the problem is. And let's see what the solutions are. The good news is that taxes are generally money problems, and life insurance puts lots of free money, tax-free money in your pocket. So most tax problems can easily be avoided with great planning. Here are both the problems and the solutions, and I want to give you this program on two levels. The problems that can affect you during your lifetime, and the problems that can affect your beneficiaries, your family, after your death. So why would you care about a solution if you didn't think you had a problem? Well, if you have taxable savings, you have a problem, and so do your beneficiaries. In my public television program, I tell you about what I call the 5 silent retirement killers, and they must each be addressed, and one of them is risk. Most people think of this as investment risk, as in the stock market. But when it comes to your retirement savings, especially taxable IRAs and 401ks, an even bigger risk is tax risk. Many people think that simply having retirement savings is enough. It's not. It's what you keep that counts after taxes. There's a mortgage on your tax-deferred retirement savings. Most of that is owed right back to the government. In fact, future taxes could be 50 or 60% or more by the time you reach in for yours. That's not real money. The only real money is tax-free money, spendable money, where you keep it all. Plus, with IRAs and 401ks, you have to take required minimum distributions on that money after you reach age 70 and a half years old, and you're forced to pay taxes on the...
Now notice this is old, because he said age 70 and a half. So at that point in time, 65 was full retirement age. Now 67 is full retirement age, and RMD is 72. Now 73 is full retirement age. 73 is RMD. So what does that mean? That means 68 is full retirement age. And for black men, that's a problem, because guess what our average lifespan is? Fucking 68. So we ain't even getting to full retirement age, nigga. Right? See, now this shit don't seem so fucking cute. That's why I fucking curse. Because this F-bomb, people, oh, your professionalism saying fuck that. What the fuck about the fucking conditions you leave your fucking people in by fucking not listening, by fucking being offended by the fucking word fuck? But meanwhile, we'll be on here about the fucking word fuck a lot. Because that's all a lot of black men seem to want to do or worry about is fucking. Especially if you listen to our fucking entertainment. Seems like black men are cocaine salespersons and sex mules. And we're not even the best cocaine salespersons because we don't have... Whenever you hear the rapper talk about, I got the plug, I got the connect to the cocaine, he never says, yeah, Jamal is the connect to my cocaine. He's always like, oh, it's Pablo, some Hispanic guy, or it's Genovese, some Italian guy. It's never a fucking black guy. So how the fuck are we the best at it? Anyway, I apologize. I'm not gonna go through that.
I'm not gonna go through the entirety of the StreamYard with you guys today. I don't know what just happened. My um my my thing just got knocked off. But hold on, because I'm gonna come back real quick with y'all and show y'all this. Hold on.
There we go. Okay, I'm back. So again, black folks, we got to figure some shit out, right? Because y'all black men are fucking it up for us as a whole. But again, I'm gonna read this 2 pages and then I'm gonna end. So I've already mentioned a few. The IRA expert Ed Slott says life insurance is the single biggest benefit to the IRS tax code. You save taxes on the growth of your principal. You can access the cash value without paying taxes. And when the death benefit is paid out to your beneficiaries, it comes to them income tax free. In most cases, because you pay taxes on the money before you put it into your policy. And remember that one of the risks of 401k plans and mutual funds is the risk that the government could change the rules midstream due to the political agenda or bureaucratic whim, Michael says. With an IUL, your policy is a private contract between you and the insurance company. Of course, one of the greatest living benefits is your ability to reduce or totally stop paying interest to banks and finance yourself to wealth, Michael explained. Well, how does this work? Jason asked. We'll use a car for an example. Let's say you want to buy a $20,000 car. You can get a loan from the bank or a car financing company. Or in this case, you can use your IUL to finance the car or the house. With traditional car financing, you might finance the car for 5 years or so. In the end, you have a car paid off and you've lost all the interest and principal to the finance company. When you finance yourself to wealth, you borrow against your IUL and pay for the car in cash. Often paying cash can save you money on the purchase price by itself. Then you make the payments back to your policy. This is where it gets exciting. After the 5 years, you've got your car paid off, but you also have the $20,000 back into your IUL. So let me show you guys that scenario. Give me 1 second here. Yo, what up, bro? Hold up. What's good, son? Hold up. What's good, son? Hold up. What's good, son? Yeah.
So where's the script at?
I didn't give you any leads yet.
Give me the script. I'll
Oh, you off today? So you trying to do some phone work?
just reading that book and taking my notes down. So
All right.
this is my day. I'm starting to really come out of my research. This ain't something that I can really do part time. You gotta really invest into this shit.
Insurance. Yeah, this is not really like that's the problem. A lot of niggas think it is some shit they could do. It's a full-time job, bro.
Yeah, it really is. Like, you know, see if I can do it part time.
But you could see something doing it part-time, especially if you partnering with a nigga like me.
It's long enough.
Facts. He said not really.
Now it's not gonna do what you do.
That's a fact. A person starting out ain't gonna do what I do.
The shit you talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, motherfucker can say and have their policies and cancel their policy. You know, you gotta do chargebacks and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, you off today?
I just said that.
Nah, I know. So I'm coming through. I had a doctor's appointment though.
Yeah, bro. That I'm gonna take a light is something.
My word?
Past few days.
No, I feel you.
So I'm like, fuck it. Let me get in the books and start to reading.
Bet. So I'm glad because I got to pull this last 10K off this month. All I need is another 10,000.
Yeah, it sounds good doing the part time, and I probably could do it part time, but in the end, will you know, will it really make sense to do it? Like, I'm not gonna quit my job, of course I'm gonna quit that, but you got to focus most of your energy to like the person starting out. You can't really do 2 hours, 3 hours a day and think you're doing something.
That's what a lot of niggas do though. That's why you have so many people in like Primerica and all that shit who be like, "Oh, this shit is a scam," because nigga, you got to put the work in.
Yeah. But as far as having the only good thing about it is you have a background. Like you said, you have a background that sells, whether you sell cars or whatever, and you working straight on commission. That's the one thing that do give you kind of a good outlook. Like, all right, nigga, I gotta bust my ass to get this.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like,
Yo, hold up, bro. I'm on live. I'm about to end this live. Hold up. Hey, yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall. And I've just whacked and tapped on your head with another ADH wealth solution. So right now, I'm actually speaking to someone who is interested in getting into this field. It's another black man, and he's taking the world by storm. He's not doing this bullshit that a lot of y'all black dudes are doing and coming up with excuses. He's being a real man, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone and do what the fuck I gotta do. I got a wife and kids to take care of, so I don't care if I don't feel good. Unfortunately, I'm the man. I gotta do what I gotta do. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute. All right, bro. He's stupid. So, what I'll do, because I got, like I said, I got the other agent that I'm recruiting as well, but I will, let me go to the bathroom and all that shit. I got a doctor's appointment at 2:00, right? Yeah, I'm gonna come scoop you up. I'm gonna probably bring you back out here. We're gonna go to the Owl Lounge and shit. Alright? So yeah, get ready. Come on, my doctor's appointment at 2:00. So by the time I come get you, come back, go to the Owl shop and all that. Alright. One.